Hi, this is Eli Kranzberg, and welcome to this series on Contact 8. We're going to have a lot of fun in this series. Version 8 is a brand new refresh, and Contact is now, in my opinion, about way more than simply playing back sample libraries. There are new intelligent tools and sound design options that can really be used to spark new ideas by morphing sounds and loops beyond their original programming. And it's also really much easier now to combine sounds and presets from different libraries and mix and match. Contact really feels to me like one unified instrument now, where all the libraries you own are just extensions or expansions of the one unified workflow. So in addition to the new tools, which are phrases, chords, and leap, which we're going to look at in a moment, Contact 8 comes with a new default view, which you're looking at now. Now, Contact comes either as a plugin that you use within your DAW or as a standalone app, and that's what we're looking at now. And when you're using it in standalone mode like this, under the Contact menu in Settings, you're going to need to set on the audio page which driver you're going to use, which audio interface that's connected to your system, which sample rate you want to use. You can set the buffer, and as you adjust this, the latency and input and output and overall latency changes. And then just click Close when you're done. Now, we have the header at the top, and the first thing I want to point out to you is that you can just click on this library tag to just toggle between the new browser view and the regular main rack view. So let me load something in. I'm going to go to one of the libraries on my drive, which is 40's very own keys, and we see the presets for that from here. And I'm going to load in this one, and I can double click, and that'll load it in, and there it is. And again, I can still toggle between this, and now here I'm seeing all the presets pertaining to this instrument. So we have the file menu at the top, and that's basic file management for instruments and multis. We'll be going through it throughout the series. This will toggle between the two views, and under here, we can get to the classic view, which has all the instruments listed on the left, like we're used to in older versions of Contact. I'm going to go back to the new default view. And we can hide or show the instrument header, so you can get a streamlined view if you don't need to access it, where we can get info about the MIDI channel and so on, and snapshots. And we can also toggle the side pane, which I find really useful. It's got a lot of functionality in it. It lets us combine the new tools and the instruments. And we can also control mixer functions like volume and panning, and we can layer instruments easily from here. And it shows all the presets of the loaded instrument in this side pane, so very useful. We're going to go through it in more detail. We can hide or show an info pane at the bottom here, which will update and show us little help tags based on where we're pointing. And then we have the on-screen keyboard at the bottom that we can hide or show, and that enables us to play with the mouse. But it also shows the instrument mapping. So, for example, here I'll select this instrument. We'll see the color coding for the mapping, and it'll show different colors if there are key switches or loops and so on. So here's how it's really easy to customize and layer sound. So I'll click in this second category, and I can jump to any instrument in my library. Let me toggle back here, and I'll go to maybe a Madi violin or viola, just for fun. And I'll choose one of these, maybe multi-mic short. So I'll double click there. Loaded that in. We'll see that we have the second one loaded in, and I can play and trigger both sounds. And I can adjust the panning, the volume of each, and so on. And you can see the color coding here with key switches for the Amati instrument, and we can resize this. So here we have different browser categories, and we get these items here, whether we're in the library view or in this rack view, we get the same thing. So under instruments, we browse all the Contact libraries that we have installed on our system. And in combined, it gives us access to the presets that contain multiple instruments and the brand new tool enhanced presets that combine instruments with the tools, and they allow us to transform our playing. And these have them built in. Tools is where we'll find the new chords and phrases, which are fantastic new ways to transform and generate melodic ideas. So for example, here I've got these two sounds layered, but I'll load in, let's say under phrases, I'll just choose one of these, maybe something like this. Double clicking, and I've loaded it in here. Now when I play, so it's the same sounds, but this MIDI input is generating these notes, and we have all kinds of interesting variations. I can rotate where it starts. So a lot of fun. We'll explore it in detail. Now, Leap is where we can browse expansions with kits that are ready to be loaded into the new Leap sampler. So here, I'm going to get rid of this phrases tool, and I'm going to get rid of both of these instruments that I have loaded in. And I'm going to choose something in Leap. And these are the only two that I have loaded now. I'll probably load more throughout the series. But let's say I'll just choose this first one. I'll load this in. So this is an instrument, and we got samples mapped. And the black notes are mapped for all kinds of interesting variations. Slowing it down. Double speed. Kind of glitch effect. A faster one. Nice stutter effect. Transposing. Up and down. All kinds of interesting stutter rhythms. And again, a lot of fun. Now, in the loops category, it contains all the audio loops like riffs and motifs and drum loops that are loaded in. And these are part of the expansions that we have installed on our system. So you can always buy more at the Native Instrument shop and access it through Native Access. And then One Shots also contains single sound samples like drum hits, keys, synths, guitars, basses. And these samples are also part of expansions that we have loaded in. Now I can just double click that and I've loaded it in. And now that's loaded into Leap. So I can trigger that and now mangle it with Leap's tools. So a lot of fun. So as you can see, there's a lot of cool new stuff here to unpack and explore. And we're going to get started in the next video.